So I was talking to a friend that I was going to do this dark history series, and he said, you got to do a video on Phineas Gage. And let me tell you, this is the craziest survival story I have ever heard. The year is 1848. Phineas was young, a well-liked foreman working on a railway construction crew in Vermont. Now, his job was blasting rock. And this required packing explosive powder into a hole with a large, heavy tamping rod, a rod about 3.5 feet long. These rods were about 1.25 inch thick, and one fateful day, due to a distraction, the powder ignited early. And trigger warning for those of you that are a little queasy. The resulting explosion turned that tamping rod into a missile, launching it straight into Phineas's head. Now, it entered just under his eye and shot through his brain and exited the top of his skull before landing several yards away. Yeah, ouch. The shock of this was incredible. Phineas Gage didn't just survive this. He didn't even lose consciousness. He stood up, spoke to his men, and was taken by ox cart to town. The doctor described him as telling the story himself, perfectly lucid. But here's the part that fascinates scientists even today, and this is where the story gets chillingly strange. Physically, Phineas recovered completely, but the injury had destroyed a significant part of his frontal lobe, the area of the brain responsible for personality, decision-making, and social behavior. Kind of what we talked about during my lobotomy video. If you haven't gone and seen that, go back and watch that one. Now, before the accident, Phineas was described as diligent, reliable, and a respectable man. But after the accident, he was impulsive, irritable, aggressive, and swore constantly. His friends said he was no longer Gage. The injury essentially turned him into a completely different person. Phineas Gage became the living, breathing, scientifically undeniable proof that our personality is physically located and controlled by our brain. One tamping iron changed one man's life forever, and in the process, changed the history of medicine. Pretty wild, right? Also, his skull is still on display at Harvard, and you can go see it.